is Seth Lennon, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Acting Secretary of Labor, Julie Sue. Julie, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes out of your very busy schedule to come down and sit with me. I really appreciate it.
I'm so glad to be here, Seth.
So you have been a relentless champion on so many of the issues that matter to our contractors. Registered apprenticeships, PLA reforms, the Davis-Bacon Act rules that just got revised. I think the big question I think a lot of our contractors are wondering is, what's next?
Yeah. So as you said, Seth, and I appreciate that because we've been hard at work to fulfill President Biden's vision that when we invest in America, we can rebuild our roads and bridges, we can make sure that we have a strong infrastructure, and we can create good jobs, including good union jobs in communities across the country. And all of the rules and regulations, the enforcement that we've done, the policies that we put into place are intended to support that high road to the middle class. And you all, your contractors, your employers are building that high road as we speak. And so we want to continue to support that work. The name of the game is implementation, right? Policies are only as good as we implement them. And so we are hard at work at making sure that those billions of dollars in infrastructure money go out. We make sure that they go out to contractors who are using PLAs, who are building the high road that way, and that we help to fill the workforce needs that employers have through a connected workforce system that draws from the talent in communities all across the country.
I'm glad you touched on the workforce point because a lot of our contractors, there's workforce challenges.
Yeah.
And you've had the opportunity to tour the entire country. What are you seeing when you take the road? What are you hearing from folks in the field and kind of employers? Like, what are the real issues we're facing right now?
So that is definitely the number one issue I hear is the current need for skilled and trained workers to do these great jobs. Now, in some ways, it's a good problem to have, right? We have it because infrastructure is booming and construction jobs are growing, and that is no accident. That is inherent to President Biden's Investing in America agenda. And I'm also seeing that known, proven programs like registered apprenticeships are bursting at the seams, and they are drawing from all communities. And there are apprenticeship programs that are, for example, women cohorts reaching into communities that have been underrepresented in construction jobs. And it's creating, it's uplifting communities. It's giving people a sense of not just hope, but security, right? The idea that I can train for a job, I can do this job. I'm not just going to do it in the short run. It's an infrastructure decade the president has given me to, right? So it's jobs for the long run that are gonna change families and give them a little bit of breathing room.
I mean, you can talk to our contractors definitely want to build that middle class lifestyle, not only but for our workers, because they are really what drive this forward. So finally, I think we want to know, as contractors, how can we help implement? Because I mean, this is an unprecedented amount of wins for this industry that we've gained in a little under two and a half years. What can our member contractors do to help you and your department kind of implement these reforms moving forward?
Well, I would say keep on doing what you're doing. Again, there's never been a president that has so invested in PLAs, right? Project labor agreements that make sure the job is done on time, right, on task, and even under budget. And in the 3 months since the president, we issued a final rule requiring PLAs on federally funded construction projects over $35 million. We've had more solicitations with PLAs than in the 10 years before that. And so you all are doing the bill, you're making that all happen. And I think keeping that up is one thing. The other is talk about the high road. Explain why it's important. We want to make sure that construction contractors who are doing the right thing don't have to compete against those who've chosen the low road. And we want to combat that right? And we want to make sure that the playing field is level for those who are doing it right. And so, and then I think the last thing I'll say is, I think it's important for people to understand that these things don't happen by accident.
No, they don't.
It happens because the president had a vision for this country. We are implementing that vision across this administration, and we couldn't do it without all of you.
Very happy to continue what has been a relationship that benefits everybody in our space.
That's right.
Acting Secretary Sue, thank you so much for taking the time out. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Great to be with you.
Thank you.